We are live with another one, guys. Okay, we are live with another one. The mic is hot, guys. You already know what this is. This is OE MMA TV. I'm your host, OE. Like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it. Thank you for supporting independent MMA media, guys. And like I always say, this is your channel, the only channel where the fans come first, not last. All right, guys, we are here with another one. Okay. We have UFC, okay? UFC 325 in the horizon, headlined by Diego Lopez and one of the best pound for pound fighters to ever do it, okay? Alex Volkanovski. Guys, it's going to be a terrific, terrific night. I'm excited to see where the numbers go, okay? Christian, welcome back to your channel. Welcome back to your chat, Christian. How you doing, man? How you been, man? What is going on? Are you excited for UFC 325? And if you are, who you think is going to take it? You think Alex is going to take it? You think Diego Lopez is going to take it? Okay. Now that he already had, basically a soft feel for how Volk basically fights, who wins this fight? But honestly, guys, I'm excited about Saturday. I'm excited about the numbers. I mean, this first Paramount paper, well, I don't want to say pay per view, but numbered card. Now we could say this first numbered card. Um, I mean, it hit football numbers, guys. Okay, it hit football numbers, guys. It peaked at like a little over 5 million views at one point. That's phenomenal. That is phenomenal. And you have to consider that each household, probably has two to three, maybe even four people within the household watching, the event. So I understand it probably peaked at a little over 5 million viewers, but easily it could have been, over 10, 12 million people actually watching it. Um, just because of the amount of people in one household. You get what I'm saying? So phenomenal for the sport, phenomenal for mixed martial arts. I mean, it puts us in pace to compete with the larger organizations like the NFL, MLB, excuse me, NHL, and the NBA, and that's facts. I mean, 5 million viewers, phenomenal, phenomenal. I'm excited what happens this Saturday. Can you imagine the White House card? How many viewers the White House card is actually going to have? I'm excited to see that as well. I mean, 2026 is unfolding to be very interesting. I must say, guys, very, very interesting. Christian says, "Man, I can't believe this. UFC 325 is right around the corner, and Alex Volkanovski is going to be defending his featherweight championship in a rematch against Diego Lopez, a guy that he beat." Couldn't break that down any better than you just did right there, Christian, to be honest with you. I mean, yeah, we got Alex Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez. Phenomenal, phenomenal fight. A lot of people didn't want to see this. They wanted to see Alex Volkanovski fight somebody else, maybe Lauren Murphy, uh, just somebody else than Diego Lopez. But the UFC has other plans. They want to, tap in, to that fan base that Diego Lopez, holds. So I do understand why the UFC is booking this. You know what I mean? Especially after a performance like that, going out there and knocking out Gene Silva in that manner. It was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. But we shall see what happens this Saturday against Volk. I mean, Volk is a different animal. Okay, one of the best, pound for pound fighters to ever do it. We get to watch him this weekend, this Saturday, less than a week away, guys, and it should be fun. I mean, I did rate this card. I think I rated it a 7.4 or something like that. Um, on paper, it looks. Let me look at it. I mean, on paper, it looks like a fun card, but there's a lot of no names, and I have to be honest, guys. It's just a lot of guys, especially in the beginning, the first three or four fights. This is the guys that we just don't know, guys. Okay, we just don't know. King Von, how you doing? King Von says hi. How you doing, man? All right, blessings to you guys. Like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Okay, support the community. Easier than going to your local ATM, guys. All you got to do is give me that thumbs up, guys. Support the community. Um, but yeah, guys. I mean, honestly, I I rated it a 7.4, 7.6 around there. Uh, but overall, it's a solid card. It's a solid card. I mean, you got Dan Hooker versus Benoit Saint Denis. That's a guaranteed banger. You know what I mean? Another fight where I see both men just going out there and leaving it all in the octagon. Now, when it comes to Alex and Diego, I see I see both guys being very technical. Obviously, Alex is definitely going to be more technical than Diego Lopez. For Diego Lopez to win this fight, he's going to have to make this very messy. You know what I mean? He's going to have to make this fight messy. He's going to have to be willing to take some punches because he's going to have to be right there. He's going to have to be in the fire, in the void to be able to land his power punches. You know, so it's going to be a tough fight for Volk. You know what I mean? Knowing that Diego Lopez gets a second try and a new game plan against him. Christian says not only that, but he is defending a world title that he not only reclaimed but proved everybody wrong against Diego Lopez. I already got my predictions, and I am picking Volkanovski to put him away. That's a bold prediction. All right, that is a bold prediction from you, Christian. I did pick Alex Volkanovski to win this fight. I didn't think he's going to go out there and finish Diego Lopez. But if he does, I'll be very, very impressed. I mean, I can see a finish later in the fight if Volk definitely implements his game plan where he's utilizing his takedown, he's utilizing his grappling, he's making Diego Lopez guess, he's making Diego Lopez work, and maybe in the in the championship rounds, maybe in the fourth or even in the fifth, excuse me, I could see Alex Volkanovski going out there and taking down Diego Lopez later on in the round, uh, and possibly getting a submission. To be honest with you, but easier said than done. Diego Lopez has been looking great as of late. To be honest with you, so I don't know. I don't know how that fight is gonna unfold, but I did pick Alex Volkanovski in my UFC fight predictions. Another fight that's gonna be a banger on this card, guys, is Tai Tuivasa versus Talison Teixeira. That's gonna be another banger. Tai Tuivasa is known to go in there and just bang. All right, pause. So we shall see how technical Teixeira keeps this fight. To be honest with you, because he is coming off of a loss, of getting knocked out by Derek Lewis. So he's definitely going to want to be on the winning column. But easier said than done. Tai Tuivasa is always game. Um, but yeah, guys. I mean, overall, 7.4. Rating. I give this card 0 being trash, 10 being best, 7.4. That's not bad at all. I wonder how many viewers this card is going to get. I wonder if it's going to peak higher, knowing how the first event went. There's definitely things that that Paramount definitely needs to iron out. I mean, why start early if you're gonna end late? It just doesn't make sense to me. Um, Everything ended like around 1 o'clock in the morning, almost. So that's basically around the same time where the regular pay-per-views ended as well. So they need to iron that out. If you're gonna start at 9, latest a fight should start is about 9:10, 9:15. I mean, that whole 9:35 mark, waiting a whole 35 minutes to watch, basically people talk, it was atrocious. Christian says, man, I can guarantee you Diego Lopez is tough as hell. But man, Alex Volkanovski is no fucking joke. His striking is going to be his major path to victory. Consider how dangerous he is. Considering how dangerous. Look, I mean, I agree with that. When it comes to Diego Lopez, he's definitely dangerous on the feet. And like I said, before. He was finding success later, and later on in the championship rounds against Alex. So we have to consider that as well. Um, Hopefully, I'm hoping Alex could go in there with a great game plan and implement that game plan, and keep Diego Lopez from finding success. To be honest with you, but I mean, man, Diego Lopez is a tough puncher. He's a little bit flat-footed, but he's a tough puncher. He's hard to get around. He needs to learn how to cut the cage. He can't follow Alex the way he did in the first fight, because he was just following Alex. He needs to cut the cage. He needs to learn how to cut the cage, and hopefully they train that as well. Um, but it's so soon. You know what I mean? The fight is happening so soon. How many adjustments can you make against a guy like Alex Volkanovski? To be honest with you, how many adjustments can you make in a short amount of time? To be honest, I mean, it hasn't been 2 years, 3 years since they fought. You know what I mean? So we shall see. We shall see, guys. Okay, but Justin Gaethje and Patty Pimblett, excuse me, were able to put on a show. Um, New viewers, new fans are now considering to watch UFC as a sport. Now it goes down to what happens next with the fighters. Are they gonna actually come together and educate themselves? Because as it's going right now, I mean, the UFC is making phenomenal money. They're making a little over $1 billion a year for 7 years with this new Paramount deal. So, in my opinion, I mean, raising the bonuses from $50,000 to $100,000, that's just not enough. And giving out giving out bonuses for $25,000 for finishing, I don't think that's enough either, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, the new incentives did help UFC 324, especially early on. There was a lot of finishes early on from those young fighters. Those young fighters are only fighting for like 10 and 10, 12 and 12. Okay, especially if you're new to the UFC. So most likely they're like, you know what? I need to go out there, get the finish, get the $25,000, and not only that, but hopefully I could put on a performance in the night where I could get a nice little $100,000 bonus plus my salary. So there's ways you can make money, right? But man, there's a lot of hoops the UFC is making you jump through. Christian says, let's also not forget Alex Volkanovski absolutely demolished Chang Sung Young at UFC 273 and absolutely put him away by TKO in the fourth round to successfully defend his featherweight title. I mean, he did. He did. I mean, that first performance with Islam Makhachev, Alex Volkanovski versus Islam Makhachev on a full training camp with Alex, that was a phenomenal fight. It showed that Alex Volkanovski was, in my opinion, watching that first fight, I thought Alex Volkanovski won that first fight. He slighted him just a little bit, I thought, in my opinion, and I thought he deserved the nod. If anything, it should have been a split decision win for Alex Volkanovski for that first fight against Islam Makhachev, in my opinion. You know what I mean? The second fight really didn't give justice to that drama, in my opinion, because it was a short notice fight. Volk was doing the UFC a favor. He was stepping in on a week notice, cutting a whole bunch of weight. And then the outcome was getting knocked out basically for the first time in his career. And then right after that, he got knocked out again. So that didn't help his career at all. That weight cut, that short notice fight, and doing favors for the UFC. The UFC is doing no favors for their fighters. Okay, so the UFC, not the UFC, excuse me, but the fighters need to stop doing favors for the UFC. Point blank, period. As you can see, it was detrimental. Doing favors for the UFC is detrimental to your career. Okay. Luckily, Alex Volkanovski was able to bounce back. Okay, but let me tell you something. Not a lot of fighters can bounce back from that. So, in my opinion, the UFC needs to pay up. Okay, you got deep pockets now. Raising the bonuses from 50 to $100,000. That's not gonna do it, guys. Guys, do the math. Okay, do the math. If I get $100,000, right? If I'm a fighter and I get $100,000 from the UFC, how much of that money am I actually gonna see? I'm only gonna see about, in my opinion, I'm only gonna see about $68,000 of that money, because after taxes, they're gonna take more. And guys, you better hope you're not in a state like New York where they're guaranteed to take half of it. So you're only gonna get like about, $52,000. So you see how it doesn't make sense. The UFC has these ways of 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 just fucking over the fighters, in my opinion. And like I said, if I'm a fighter and you give me $100,000, I better hope that I'm not fighting in New York, because if, or places like that where it's just, or California where it's just, they take everything. $100,000 turn into $52,000 real quick. So basically, the UFC is saying, we're gonna finally give you that $50,000 bonus. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And to make things even more interesting, we're gonna give you $25,000 if you get it finished. $25,000 to get it finished. Guys, you know what it takes to get it finished? You have to put yourself at risk. And putting yourself at risk puts you in a position to get finished. So I mean, the UFC is doing you no favors. None at all. 0%, guys. Zero. Zip. So the fighters need to smarten up, man. Honestly, in my opinion, the fighters need to smarten up, because coming into the game getting paid 10 and 10, 12 and 12, that's rough. That is rough. Guys, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Okay, like and subscribe, support the community, run up these likes and run up these subscriptions. Do me the favor, guys. Okay. Christian says, even after Chang Sung Young lost to Alexander Volkanovski at UFC 273, he was scheduled to face uh, another striker phenomenon at UFC Hawaii against Max Holloway. In the end, Max Holloway demolished him. Max Holloway is another one of those guys. Another one of those guys. He will be fighting Charles Oliveira, you know, uh, later on. You know, I think it's next month in March. I believe they're gonna fight. So in about 2 months, I believe Charles Oliveira fights Max Holloway for that BMF title. It's gonna be phenomenal. That fight is gonna be fun. The UFC knows what they're doing. They're putting on exciting fights. Okay, exciting fights, and they're making things a little bit more interesting, especially with this new Paramount deal. To be honest, but like I said, they definitely need to iron out a lot of things. You know what I mean? Those, I'm telling you, I mean, I think I got on the live at 8:45, and I didn't see a fight till 9:35. So that's basically an hour. I waited a whole hour to basically watch a fight happen. And in my opinion, that can't happen. That type of thing can't happen. And the ad placements, they were a little wild. They were a little wild. I mean, we missed a lot of walkouts. We missed a lot of the cornerman work. Those are things that keep things interesting. It keeps us intrigued in what's going on, within the fighter. I understand it's a show, but we definitely do want to see what's going on in the corner. We want to see what type of advice the cornermen are giving. We want to be able to hear that, and we also want to see the walkouts. That's basically the personality of the fighters, the walkouts. Okay, so a lot of things that the UFC and Paramount definitely need to iron out. But I mean, in my opinion, it looked the same. Nothing new with like camera angles or anything like that. It looked the same in my opinion. You know, definitely have to iron out the ads though. It's just I'm not uh, 35 minutes of ads is atrocious, atrocious. And now that you mention Hawaii, man, the UFC has never held, never, I won't say never, but they haven't held an event on and they haven't held an event in Hawaii. Sorry, I don't know why I keep saying Ohio. Um, they haven't held an event over there in a long time. In a long time, it's crazy because Max Holloway is a phenomenal fighter, and he comes from over there. So I mean, it would make sense to put on a great card over there for him. But it's just the UFC says they don't have the infrastructure to do so. But man, it'll be phenomenal. Not only that, but Max Holloway knocked out Chang Sung Young in the worst possible way. He represented his country of Hawaii and ended up Chang Sung Young's legendary career in the UFC that night. Yeah, definitely did. Definitely did, guys. You know what I mean? Definitely did. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see how everything unfolds with UFC 325. Let me see. I mean, that's about it, guys. That's basically about it. That's all I really wanted to talk about was UFC 325 coming up. Also, we did want to bring up the fact that the UFC is hitting, they're hitting football numbers basically. I mean, 5 million viewers, a little over 5 million viewers it peaked. That's football numbers right there. So the UFC, for some odd reason, I'm starting to understand that the UFC is just anti-fighter. They want to put on a show. They want it to be exciting. They want it to be the best show on TV, but yet they're not willing to pay up. And to be honest with you, it's gonna continue being this way for the foreseeable future because the fighters are doing nothing. The fighters are doing absolutely nothing. They're not getting together and asking each other questions and coming up with ideas to come up with a collective agreement between the fighters to give to the UFC. They just let the UFC make all the decisions. Unbelievable that you got this new billion-dollar deal, multi-billion-dollar deal, excuse me. And the face of the organization is up there at press conference saying that he has no clue what the numbers are going to look like. How you have no clue? Just doesn't make sense to me, guys. And in my opinion, the UFC is definitely anti-fighter. The fighters have just no clue that they're being taken advantage of. In my opinion, I mean, a lot of fighters do, but a lot of fighters don't even care. Christian says, as a matter of fact, both Alex Volkanovski and Max Holloway completely demolished Chang Sung Young's legendary career in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. They did it complete. They did it complete justice. No joke. Hey, I hear you. I hear you, man. Very good fights. Very good fights. And when it comes to Chang Sung Young, I mean, he's a legend. He's a legend in the game. He's fought the who's who as well. Gave phenomenal fights. But yeah, yeah, a lot of great fights and fighters have been taken advantage of, guys. And it's continuing. It's continuing, and it's getting worse. It really is. Most of these fighters are getting paid 10 and 10, 12 and 12. Most of them. The fighters that are headlining and that are on the main card, those are the guys that are basically making the top money, in my opinion. But it's atrocious. It's atrocious right now the way things are actually going when it comes to the whole ranking situation. Armin Sarukian, it really is really getting interesting. Sorcerers never get knocked out, by the way. Hassan, welcome back to your channel. Welcome back to your chat. Hey man, I must admit, Sorcerers don't get knocked out. I mean, Paddy Pimblett proved that you can get eye poked multiple times and dropped and still get right back up and continue to fight. And that's what he did, man. Phenomenal, phenomenal. I mean, Justin Gaethje went out there and put on a great performance, but on the expense of Paddy Pimblett's career. Paddy Pimblett got wrecked. He did. Paddy Pimblett did get wrecked, unfortunately. I mean, I went into this fight knowing that Justin Gaethje was going to do that to him. I knew it. Paddy Pimblett's stand up is not high level. I've always felt that way. I've always known it. I know what my eyes see. And it definitely wasn't high level. Never was. And here we are. Paddy Pimblett taking a horrible, L by Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje now is next in line to fight Ilia Topuria. Ilia Topuria is still doing no call, no shows. Arman Tsarukyan is planning to drop down to 145 to fight Volk if he doesn't get the title shot. I mean, things are getting crazy. Come on, Justin went toe to toe with Khabib. He definitely did. He went toe to toe with Khabib, threw some hard punches, threw some hard kicks. Eventually, was taken down, and Khabib finished him. But he definitely tried. Justin Gaethje definitely tried. Guys, run up these likes and run up these subscriptions. Do me the favor, guys. Okay, run up these likes, run up these subscriptions, man. Support the community, guys. Hold on, I got an itch, guys. Hold on a second. Gotta get it. Let's also not forget former interim UFC featherweight champion Yair El Rodriguez did the exact same thing to Chan Sung Young at UFC Fight Night Mexico. He also injured his leg badly. Definitely not gonna forget that. But where is Yair Rodriguez these days? I mean, the last time I saw Yair Rodriguez, he was getting beaten right by Brian Ortega, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, Brian Ortega is also a dead body right now. So yeah, yeah. The way things are unfolding, we shall see. I mean, I wonder if Volk loses, does he retire? I wonder if Volk wins, does he retire? I mean, I think he's not going to retire if he wins because he did mention something about fighting, the other guys like Laurel Murphy and the other guys that are undefeated as well who have great records. So maybe he has like one or two more fights in him after this fight, if not one. But we're also going to see how that unfolds as well. Who's going to be the champion after Volk leaves? Is it going to be Diego Lopez? Is it going to be somebody else? We shall see. I mean, if Diego Lopez suffers another loss, we might not see Diego Lopez be get a shot for a while now. And that's facts. But yeah, guys, I mean, let me know in the chat what you rate this UFC card headlined by Volk and Diego Lopez. What you rate this card? 0 being trash, 10 being best. Let me know in the chat what you rate this card. I did rate this card a 7.4, a solid 7.4. UFC 324, I rated that card a little bit higher. I ended up rating it a solid 8.7. I said it could even be close to a 9, and you know what? That card did deliver. But I still stick with the 8.7. This one, UFC 325, I'm sticking with 7.4. We shall see how everything unfolds once the day is over, or should I say once the night is over. Hopefully, the UFC and Paramount did iron out all those ad issues, okay? Because I don't want to be watching more ads than fights, okay? That can't happen, okay? That can't happen. And the UFC's, argument is, oh, it's only $8.99. Well, still, who cares if it's $8.99? Give us the best product that you can give us. We deserve it. We're true fans. Did you see the views that you got on that first Paramount card? Come on now. Let's get things going. Let's get things rolling. But anyways, guys, I'm excited about this Saturday. Hopefully, you guys as well. Like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Like I always say, guys. Okay, like I always say, the only channel where the fans come first, not last. Christian says Yair Rodriguez style is one of the most dangerous styles of striking in the featherweight division, and also has one of the most craziest and craftiest styles ever. Phenomenal striking and crazy moves. I do understand that, but you're talking about Yair Rodriguez from long ago. You know what I mean? Long ago. He's always had a crazy style. He always had, he's always been phenomenal. But the one thing that Yair Rodriguez can never, get past is a person who can neutralize him because he's good at everywhere in his mixed martial arts skills, especially against a wrestler. I mean, you saw what happened with Frankie Edgar. Frankie Edgar was able to go in there, toss him Brown, and beat the shit out of him. Okay, now when it comes to Yair Rodriguez, phenomenal career, phenomenal style, you know what I mean, and everything, but he came a little short. Came a little short, unfortunately. But anyways, guys, you already know what this is. Okay, this is OE MMA TV. I'm your host, OE. Like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it. Thank you for supporting independent MMA media, guys. And like I always say, this is your channel. The only channel where the fans come first, not last. All right, guys, until next time, one love.